want to take you down, I will. And if you don't want me to take you down, I still will. My opponent's from Straight Blast Gym. I'm from Gracie Barra, Portland, which is really prominent in jiu-jitsu. And I really don't have a prediction for the fight. I just want to go in there and get it done. If it takes 5 minutes or if it takes 15, let's do it.
Tyree Fortune now making his way into the cage, getting prepped to go to battle. He trains with Chael Sonnen, Mike Pierce, and that fantastic group there up in Oregon and Gracie Barra, Portland. And what can you say when you're in there with a guy like Chael Sonnen on a regular basis? You're talking about some pretty serious training partners.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, he's got really great wrestling experience.
My opponent is pretty big, explosive, athletic. He's what we call a meat and veg fighter in Ireland. You know, he's pretty basic. I have so much belief in myself that I don't think that you can put anyone in front of me that I'm not going to go through. Going into this fight, I didn't change too much. We train the same all the time at SPG as if you have a fight every day. It'll be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome his opponent to the cage from Dublin, Ireland, Ben Forsyth.
And here he is. It is big Ben Forsyth fighting out of SPG, one of the best gyms in all of Europe. We know some of the products that have come out of the gym, like Conor McGregor. These are the type of guys that he's training with on a regular basis. So you're talking about training with guys like Conor McGregor, training with guys like Chael Sonnen on the other side of the cage. This is going to be a heck of a matchup.
I'm really excited about this one. One of the funny things about Ben Forsyth, when I was hanging out with him after the weigh-ins, I mean, this guy's super interesting. He's very charismatic.
Yes.
His nickname is the Spider Monkey.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and when he also has a podcast where he calls it Monkey Business. I mean, he's really funny. Very similar.
Well, they're both undefeated there. I mean, 2-0 for Forsyth, 1-0 for Fortune, and you see the height advantage will go to the Spider Monkey. With that being said, let's get things started with our official announcement, Carlos Kramer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is in the light heavyweight division. 3 5-minute rounds. Your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler who holds a professional record of 1 win and no losses. He stands 185 centimeters tall and weighs in at 93.4 kilograms. Fighting out of the United States of America, give it up for Tyree X-Man Fortune. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is an MMA fighter with a professional record of 2 wins and no losses. He stands 191 centimeters tall and weighs in at a ready 92.7 kilograms. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, give it up for Ben the Spider Monkey Forsyth.
Well, it is time to go to battle. 2 light heavyweights throwing down here in our brave cage. And here we go. Time to rock and roll. In the red, it'll be Ben Forsyth, and the all-black Tyree Fortune.
Wrestling takedown right in the mix here. Here we go. Tyrone does not want any of the Spider Monkeys striking.
No doubt about it. Tyree Fortune trains with his brother, who is a Bellator veteran, and of course trains with a lot of tough fighters up in Portland. He is an absolute beast. Not wasting any time, not letting Forsyth even get his composure.
Oh, he's not letting him off anything. He saw what happened before with the other Ireland fighters. So he knows, he studied them very well. Now he's gonna definitely control him here. Trying to gas him out, trying to get the blood going to his shoulders so he can slow him down when they're striking.
He comes from a fighting family. Does Tyree Fortune. And he doesn't care what sort of credibility and credentials Forsyth has. He is going for the kill here and not wasting any time. Forsyth said basically Fortune is a meat and veg fighter. He's just a plain fighter. He's not worried about it. Well, Fortune's bringing the fight here.
Well, Fortune's throwing some solid knees right now to the thighs. I could hear him from right here. Both of these fighters are very, very well experienced, with a very well experienced amateur record. Ben Forsyth is the world amateur champion.
Absolutely.
For the IMAF champion, and Fortune has practically the same record in the amateur ranks in California.
Yeah. Pretty impressive credentials for both fighters here, and both undefeated in their pro career. And each fight's so important when you're starting out. You don't want to have a launch and that suplex. Oh my goodness! A German suplex? Are you kidding me?
That's a huge man going flying.
Whoa! Is this WWE or is this MMA? That was insane.
That shows you the power of Fortune's wrestling.
And he may try to do it again. Watch out. Talk about adding to the highlight reel. That was incredible. That got the crowd absolutely lit.
Wow.
Or as the kids would say, lit AF.
Yeah. Well, Fortune's working that takedown. Huge mistake by Fortune.
And he's going to give up his back. That's a problem.
No. Oh, wow. That's an amazing.
What a
way
scramble.
to get out of there.
I love when the big boys tangle, and these two are showing some technical prowess. Just when you think that Forsyth had his back for a second, just that quickly, Fortune's back on top.
I got a little excited there, man.
Yeah, of course you did.
That was awesome.
That was incredible.
That's the scramble. That's what wrestlers have. They have that ability to just move. As soon as their back touches the mat, bam, they explode right into position.
Nice work here by Tyree Fortune, now in half guard. And he's been working his jiu-jitsu with Sonnen. And of course, Chael Sonnen getting ready for his battle with Tito Ortiz right now. And he said that jiu-jitsu is crazy and that Chael on a regular basis is just tearing him up and subbing him with jiu-jitsu. So he's learning trial by fire with one of the best.
Spider Monkey here needs to watch out for that left arm. It's kind of isolated out there, and he's letting himself get caught in a key lock here.
Trying to isolate that arm is Tyree Fortune, and boy, didn't give him a chance to breathe at all.
He didn't want anything to do with the striking.
No, not at all. Smart game playing here by Tyree Fortune as we are in the prelims here for Brave 2 Dynasty from the Kingdom of Bahrain, the Khalifa Sport City, round 1, already a ton of action.
Right, great control here for Fortune. This is exactly what I pictured he would do.
Looks like he could set up for that head and arm choke too if he could possibly separate. But he's not on the right side right now.
He's gonna try to crank down on that arm. There it is. Oh, he's in trouble. There it is.
There it is.
Oh, it's
but he's going to have to get out of that. He's going to have to get out of that and go to the other side. He's going to have to get his legs out there to really apply that pressure.
He needs to hop over to the mount, it looks like right now.
Half guard to get hold of fly home.
And if he can throw both legs on the other side, he can really crank down on that and finish the fight.
There's 40 seconds left in the round. Let's see if he'll be able to hold off this attack from Fortune.
30 seconds.
Forsyth at this point just wants to get to his corner and reset. Start over, if you will, but now he's going to give up his back. And we already got one hook in, and he's underneath the chin, and he's cranking. He has enough time. But Forsyth doing the right thing, peeling the arm off. Not trying to push up from the elbow. Grabbing a hold of the arm and grabbing a hold of
Nice
that hand.
elbow. That was a nice elbow right there by Fortune. Instantly off the bat, he is not letting him. He's like an alligator on his prey. Rolling with him, surfing him really nice.
Well, an incredible first round here by Tyree Fortune as we get to the end of round number 1. And things, action picked up very quickly here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. The crowd is starting to feel it a little bit more. They're starting to get that blood running through their veins. Now we're really starting to see some nasty competition.
Wow.
Heavy hitters.
Here you can see he just came running right in, goes shot for that takedown. Here's that suplex. Boom! And stays right on top, follows right through. Look how he gets his back. Good control from Fortune. Here's that scramble from Fortune.
Once again, you take a look, and the height advantage goes to Forsyth. He has the reach and the height advantage. Is he going to be able to keep Fortune off of him in round number 2 and employ any sort of striking? You saw how quickly Fortune can close distance, and that's a problem for a striker.
Well, that's what we have to do. He's got to work on those angles, work on that distance, keep that jab out. Expect that kind of aggressiveness from Fortune. Maybe set up a knee or a left hook as he's cutting those angles.
Tyree Fortune and Ben Forsyth, the Spider Monkey and the X-Man, tangling up in the middle of the Brave cage, and here we go. Very interested to see how round 2 goes after that very exciting round 1, and we're not seeing the same game plan quite yet out of Fortune.
I think Fortune wants to feel him out a little bit.
Beautiful
It's a
kick
nice
to the
kick.
body. I think Fortune knows now that he can get it if he wants it.
Nice high kick there. These are some big guys, man, throwing some big bombs.
Beautiful setup. Can he clasp his hand and get this takedown? Oh, it looks like he's going to take it for a ride, but no. Forsyth able to keep his feet on the mat.
Forsyth just putting that pressure on him, just making this fight really, really ugly on him, just forcing him to work, getting that blood into his arms, so trying to really just take that power out of him if they do come back up in the striking. Nice knee there by Fortune.
Oh yeah, he felt that one. Ben Forsyth definitely took a shot there, took a nice knee, and we're still in anticipation, folks. We still have the debut of India's Gundarshan Mangat. How cute is that going to be?
Ben with the takedown. Oh, and he's got a choke. He's trapped his arm. He's gonna push down on that shoulder. You can actually finish this choke from that position. It's a little bit hard. Oh, he's just gonna push down pressure on him. Oh.
Still a tough spot to get that choke from, and you don't want to wear your arm out if you're Tyree Fortune. Yankee from a bad angle because he's really not underneath the neck.
Basically,
He's
no.
squeezing on the side of the neck.
There it is. So what Ben's doing, he's actually trapping Fortune's arm up against his shoulder. There you go, he let loose. But he was holding on it, and it actually creates a choke. It cuts off the circulation to your, the blood circulation to your brain. Oh, and it looks like he flipped him over.
Just seems like he can get it anytime he wants it, doesn't it? I mean, he's really in control with the wrestling. His grappling game seems to be on another level than Forsyth.
Well, now he's, again, Fortune in control. Maybe trying to improve his position. Still trying to isolate that arm.
Now working the elbow, staying very busy is Tyree Fortune. Looks like he's going to try to get into full mount, and Forsyth not giving it up. But still in a very dominant half guard here for Tyree Fortune. Once again, Tyrell Fortune is his brother, who's a current superstar in other organizations around the world. So, I mean, he is no stranger, and this is his opportunity to step up and kind of compete with his brother, right?
Yeah, exactly. He comes from a really good background. I mean, he trains with some of the best in the world, and now right here, it's just showing today, both of these guys are coming from really good gyms. SBG is an incredible gym with a lot of really good talent coming out of there.
Oh, and he's cool. He's working that arm. He's trying to get the angle. No, Matt Lindland, that whole crew up in Oregon that kind of started things, and Chael being one of those guys, and Mike Pierce, and just some really tough wrestlers that have adapted to incredible MMA fighters. He's straightening out that arm, and he wants to get the finish. Yank it back on it.
It jumps into mount, though. Huge improvement here from Fortune.
Now this would be a real good spot to go for that head and arm choke. If he can bring both legs out, get them to the side, and really clamp down with the pressure. Either that or posture up and go for ground and pound.
You got to think about it. These are two big guys. These are two big guys on top, This guy's gigantic, and there are some huge punches. This could be pretty close to getting finished in here.
When he postures up, we get our frames and we're shrimping now.
Under a minute left here in round number 2, 2 light heavyweights. Giving us a war, and Ben Forsyth, although he's been on his back, is not going away anytime soon. No give up in the heart of Ben Forsyth. But Tyree Fortune just is too tough right now. He has that wide shoulder base, and he just really tough to get off of it.
Those are some huge shots taken there by Ben. Took those huge shots right now.
Just gonna lie on top of you all day.
As we continue action here, we got 10 seconds left. Are we going to get anything else out of these two? Are we going to get a scramble? I would imagine not. We're just going to coast into round number 3. And
yeah, Fortune's been wrestling for 5 years.
And here we go. Now this is where you're behind the 8 ball. You have to show a sense of urgency. You have to go after a finish. I mean, there's nothing else you can do if you're Ben Forsyth. You got to finish the fight.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Ben Forsyth, you definitely want to keep that fight standing. I mean, that's your only chance to win this fight. Obviously, Fortune's coming from a really good wrestling background. He's been wrestling since he was 5 years old. I mean, you're not gonna just get that in training in one.
Bro, it's muscle memory, bro. It's muscle memory.
Exactly.
He's been doing it forever, and it just seems like he has the one-upsmanship as far as wrestling. So you're right. If Forsyth can somehow keep this thing on the feet, that's going to be his best chance.
And he's got to finish it. He's definitely down 2 rounds to 1 to none.
But that's what makes things so interesting, because we've seen it time and time again. A fighter being down 2 rounds and it only takes 1 shot.
That's right. This is MMA. You never know.
No, it's one of the best sports in the world. It is the best sport in the world. It's incredible. And here we go. Talk about your drama. Tyree Fortune doesn't look winded at all. Like you said before, he's been wrestling forever, so that's not going to be an issue with the stamina, with the breathing. Ben Forsyth is going to have to throw some creative strikes. He's going to have to make things interesting and take Tyree Fortune out of his game.
He's going to come out desperate, or he should. He should come out desperate with some flip blows and just work on those angles. Can't get too committed on those punches, because if he does, he's going to get caught. Well, there he is. He's against the fence.
It is the third and final round, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it all comes down to. And here we go, a big spinning kick here. We're seeing some interesting stuff out of Forsyth.
That's some monkey business from Forsyth.
Spider monkey business, if you will. You're absolutely right. How somebody that big gets the nickname Spider Monkey is beyond me, but they say if he does get the W, we're going to see a backflip.
All right.
That's what he does.
All right.
I'm sure he would love to get that backflip in at the end of the fight.
Well, he needs to put some work in right now.
Yes, he does.
He needs to start playing his game.
Ah, beautiful setup. That's what Fortune does.
Fortune needs to, when Fortune attacks that way, he needs to get off of those train tracks. He needs to just get to the left or go to the right.
Yes,
not go
exactly
straight
right.
back. He's definitely going right back and going right into Fortune's game, making it really easy for him.
No, he is. You're absolutely right, and Tyree Fortune has been in control here for 2.5 rounds almost, and it seems like he could just coast to a victory, but I spoke to Tyree. He does want to get the finish. Obviously, any fighter that steps inside the Brave cage is out here to finish the fight. And you better believe that Tyree Fortune wants to get a finish here and make his name known here in the Brave Combat Federation.
Not to mention, Fortune got a call for this fight just 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, so and you can tell Fortune is always ready. He's always prepared for a fight, and like I said, wrestling since he was 5 years old. So I mean, this is his game. This is what he does. He's a professional at this.
This is about the best that we've seen Forsyth in the entire fight. Now pushing him up against the fence. Can he do anything with it? Can he drag him down to the ground? Does he separate? Try to throw a few strikes out there and make things interesting.
There you go. He needs to get away from that cage, frame up against his face, and get out of that.
He can't be happy. He can't be happy enough to ride out the round. That's just the thing. And, wow, showing us a little bit of life here is Ben Forsyth.
out for that switch.
Like I said, it took him 2 rounds to get into his game, but now it seems like he's feeling a little bit better. But now he has to go for a finish. He can't be good enough just to win the round.
Yeah, he's definitely running out the clock. Well, there we go. He's got a good takedown on Fortune. Now, we've seen that Fortune is definitely the bigger man. You know, if I was the spider monkey, I would definitely break away and try to work on my stand-up skills.
We need aggression.
He's going to have to pull those arms out and begin to operate, whether it is going for a submission from the top or trying to posture up for some ground and pound. Just not a lot of time to work for Ben Forsyth. These are the biggest fighters you're going to see on the card. These are some big boys.
Yeah.
I'm still awaiting the first heavyweight fight. Is that happening at Brave 3?
Maybe.
Are we going to get it?
Maybe.
Love some heavies. I think it's lightweight fighter bias for you. Is that what this is? I'm sensing all kinds of bias.
No.
No love for the big boys.
No,
huh?
man. The big boys love the big boys, man. Everybody loves the big boys.
They're just so few and far between. It's hard to find some good ones.
It's hard to put some
only
exciting
so
guys
many
on
to go
there.
around.
Wherever they're at, we're gonna find them.
No doubt.
And we're gonna put them in this cage.
Yes. Harder. Let's go.
Yeah, he's staying in the guard here as Tyree Fortune, and with a minute to go, I mean, he's got this fight firmly in hand. Does the X-Man, Tyree Fortune?
Yeah. He needs to quit this monkey business and get up. That's what he needs to do. Fortune's doing some really good shots here from the bottom. You know, from being on top control.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, that's a big man for 3 rounds, right?
I was about to say, I would assume that is not easy to get up from Tyree Fortune being on top. And just a guess.
Now, well, we got 30 seconds left in the round. Fortune probably is going to try to run the clock out.
Continuing to punish is Tyree Fortune, and you know, say what you want about it. He has tried to employ the ground and pound, but Forsyth's done just enough to defend it.
These are two these are veterans in the amateur ranks and now stepping up, you know, in their young careers. Both of these fighters have a huge career ahead of them. Wow, nice leg kick.
And he's going to end the round
Great
beating
job.
up on the legs of Ben Forsyth. And that will go to decision, and I have a pretty good idea of how that's going to end up.
Absolutely.
That being said, I will never jump the gun again. I've done it way too many times in the past, but I would imagine that Tyree Fortune has a victory on his hands.
Absolutely, I think so too.
We never really saw any offense out of Ben Forsyth. I don't even know that he landed a punch, or, I mean, what did he get? I mean, not much, right?
He got a couple of takedowns, you know, a couple of sweeps, but you know, it's just a learning experience. He's still very young in his career. He has, you know, unfortunately he wasn't able to show his skills today. I mean, Fortune came in with a huge amount of experience with wrestling.
100%. Ben Forsyth, it's a learning experience. He's still very early in his career.
Yep.
This loss could probably be the best thing that's ever happened to him, and maybe not make those mistakes again. Both men certainly have bright careers ahead of them. Hopefully, under this banner of Brave Combat Federation, as we await our official decision. Things are just getting started. Only our third fight in of this prelim card. We still have Daniel Swain coming up against Alex Da Silva. Stay tuned. We'll be going to our official decision in just a moment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecard and we have a unanimous decision. For your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, from the United States, your winner, Tyree Fortune! All right, I'm here
Tyree Fortune, congratulations on this W. What a big fight for you. You didn't waste any time. Opening seconds, I think it was 3 seconds in, and you had him up against the fence, and you never let go the entire fight. Your game plan worked down to a science.
Yes, it did. Hey, I'm a wrestler. I will use it. Don't try to take it away from me. I will stand and bang, but if it calls for it, I will wrestle, as you will see. International, baby. Let's do it.
Well, listen, we talked about it. You trained with some pretty tough dudes, whether it's Chael Sonnen and Mike Pierce or your own brother. Talk about that training coming into this fight and how much it helped you.
It helped me tremendously because all the guys I train with, they're all bigger than me. They all try to hold me down, hold me against the cage, and I keep away from them. And that's what I do to my opponents. I keep them down, keep them against the cage. What else am I going to do? What else would I learn? You got to use it. If you don't use it, you lose it. And if you lose it, you lose it.
Some wise words by Tyree Fortune. Tyree, you're the first man that I've had a chance to talk to tonight. You're sitting here in the kingdom of Bahrain. How has this experience been for you?
Oh, it's been great. The people has been great. Thank you to everybody from Bahrain. Thank you to Sheik. I hope to come back and put on another show for y'all. Let me do it.
Here he is, the very victorious Tyree Fortune.